Whenever the conversation turns to the greatest names in the history of football, one name continues to rise above the rest with undeniable authority: Lionel Messi, a player who once again proved that he is not merely part of the team, but the very soul that drives it forward, a leader whose influence extends far beyond goals and statistics, shaping every moment on the pitch with intelligence, precision, and unmatched composure. On a special night at La Bombonera, a stadium already filled with passion and expectation, Argentina's captain delivered a performance against Zambia that was not only dominant in terms of the scoreline, but deeply symbolic in what it represented, a powerful reminder that greatness does not fade with time and that true class remains eternal regardless of age. From the very first whistle, Messi imposed his rhythm on the game, dictating the tempo with a level of control that only the elite can achieve. And it did not take long before his vision translated into impact, as he delivered a perfectly weighted, almost effortless pass to Julian Alvarez, who calmly converted it into the opening goal, a moment that perfectly captured Messi's ability to turn simplicity into brilliance. Yet the story was far from over, because only minutes later, the crowd witnessed a moment of pure magic that elevated the night to another level, as Messi combined beautifully with Alex McAllis in a quick 1-2 inside the box, before unleashing a powerful left-footed strike across goal that left the goalkeeper with absolutely no chance, a stunning finish that ignited the stadium and reaffirmed his brilliance even at the age of 38. However, true greatness is not defined solely by individual achievements, but by character and leadership. And this is where Messi once again separated himself from the rest, because early in the second half, with the opportunity to further increase his personal tally, he made a decision that spoke volumes about his mentality, choosing to hand over the penalty to Nicolas Otamendi, who is expected to bid farewell to international football after the 2026 World Cup, turning a simple moment into a deeply emotional gesture of respect and unity. Otamendi stepped up and converted without hesitation, but what truly resonated was not just the goal itself, but the message behind it. A captain prioritizing his teammate over personal glory, creating one of the most memorable and heartfelt moments of the night. As the match progressed, additional goals followed, including an unfortunate own goal by Dominique Chanda and a composed finish from Valentin Barco, completing a convincing victory for Argentina. Yet, despite the collective success, the spotlight inevitably returned to one man, Lionel Messi. This match was more than just a win. It was the first step in Argentina's journey toward the 2026 World Cup. And while the result was positive, head coach Lionel Scaloni made it clear that the team is still far from its peak, emphasizing that there is significant room for improvement if they aim to compete at the highest level. During the post-match press conference, Scaloni also addressed a somber moment that cast a shadow over the squad, speaking about the injury suffered by Joaquin Panicelli during training the day before, an incident that deeply affected the team emotionally, as the young player had been performing exceptionally well and contributing positively to the overall atmosphere within the group. Despite this setback, the focus remains firmly on the bigger picture, and at the center of that vision stands Messi, whose form in 2026 continues to defy expectations, proving that he remains one of the most influential players in world football. With Inter Miami, Messi has not only maintained extraordinary consistency, but has also reached historic milestones, surpassing 900 career goals and currently standing at 902 goals, along with 408 assists in 1,145 professional appearances, numbers that firmly place him among the greatest goal scorers the sport has ever seen. Yet his impact extends far beyond the pitch, as his arrival at Inter Miami has completely transformed the club and reshaped the landscape of Major League Soccer, influencing not only performances on the field, but also commercial strategies, global visibility, and long-term planning. Within this evolving project, the name Casemiro has emerged as a potential addition, a player whose experience, tactical intelligence, and leadership qualities could significantly strengthen the team structure, but the situation remains complex. Currently at Manchester United, Casemiro earns a substantial salary, reflecting his status and experience at the highest level of European football. But at 34 years old, he is now entering a phase where he must carefully consider the next step in his career, weighing both professional ambitions and personal priorities. The MLS presents itself as an attractive option, particularly with the presence of Messi, whose influence has the power to attract top-level talent from across the world, offering not just a competitive environment, but also a unique footballing experience. However, financial considerations remain a key factor, as Inter Miami operates within a structured salary system heavily influenced by Messi's contract, making it unlikely for Casemiro to match his current earnings in Europe, which means any potential move would require a significant adjustment. And yet, this is where the Messi factor becomes decisive once again, because the opportunity to play alongside one of the greatest players in history, combined with a growing project and a different lifestyle in the United States, could outweigh purely financial motivations. At the same time, strong competition exists from Saudi Arabia, particularly from Al Nassr, where Cristiano Ronaldo is already a central figure, and where financial offers are significantly higher, presenting Casemiro with a classic dilemma, choosing between immediate financial gain or becoming part of a long-term sporting vision. Ultimately, the decision will not be rushed, as Casemiro carefully evaluates every aspect of his future. But one thing remains certain: wherever Lionel Messi is involved, the narrative always shifts, the stakes become higher, and the story gains a level of significance that few players in history have ever been able to achieve. Because even when it feels like everything has already been written, Messi continues to find new ways to leave his mark, redefining greatness with every touch, every decision, and every unforgettable moment on the pitch.